We are in my office because we are not sharpening today, we're just talking. We are talking about felt characteristics, density and how the felt wheels are produced. If you do not want to go that deep into detail, just skip it and go to the next video, 3 ways to mount a felt wheel on tarmac.
Please, take a seat.
The advantage of the felt over honing stones is that even rock-hard felt is somewhat compressible. On the other hand, compared to strops, the felt is way more aggressive. Thanks to its pliability, felt sort of stands in between the stone hones and strops. Deburring with felts gives a cleaner edge apex because it can remove the root of the burr. Another plus is that honing on the compressible felt imparts microconvexity during honing, strengthening the edge, something you cannot do on the honing stones. For the best results, the felt must be rock hard. If the felt is just firm or medium, it will round the edge and drop sharpness. But the felt that we use for deburring must still remain compressible. In the knife deburring, harder does not mean better. I often see people confusing harder with better. An overly hard wheel will not work. It will not remove the root of the burr and the wire edge. The wire edge has such a low profile that honing on a hard surface is unable to pick it so that it can be removed. Subsequent passes just turn it into a foil edge. Attempts to remove it by high-angle honing on a hard wheel round the edge and you lose sharpness. For the best results, the felt must have the right hardness and remain compressible. As we sink the apex into a compressible material loaded with a fine honing compound, the abrasive particles cut at the base of the burr and deroot it, remove the root of the burr. That's why we say that our felt wheels take deburring to a new level. Hardness of the felt wheel depends on the felt density and whether the wheel is made of natural felt or using adhesives. To increase the density, some manufacturers use adhesives and glue. Some make them by laying. These wheels wobble more. You can recognize these wheels by striped appearance. On the right is our felt wheel and on the left is the felt wheel made by laying. As you can see, it wobbles more. We produce our felt wheels only of natural felt. We do not use any adhesive or glue and of the right density that tested best in deburring. We do not use laying, we make our wheels by carding and hydraulic cutting. Quality control checks that the wheel circumference is flat and square. Another important moment, our felt wheel diameter is the same as the grinding wheel, 250 millimeters. We get better results when honing wheel has diameter close to the grinding wheel, as better matching the profile of the ground edge. Even if the grinding and honing angles are matched perfectly, a smaller honing wheel, like the tarmac leather wheel, will not cover the full height of the bevels ground on the larger wheel. Only parts of the bevel will be honed. Generally speaking, the less aggressive is honing substrate, the longer honing takes to attain the same degree of edge cleanliness. So the felt works faster, way faster than leather. Our volume of production is yet not up to the demand. It is a boutique production by a few dedicated workers that we improve as we go.
Triads? Israelis?
Locals. Very vicious locals.
It is a long way and not as easy as some may think. We started producing rock-hard felt wheels for Tomic this year, early this year. We had to overcome a few production hiccups before getting the wheel that I'm happy to release to public. As a matter of fact, I had to cull one batch of 50 wheels altogether, because the wheels were not up to the standards I set. This caused delays in supply, as you surely have noticed.
You killed another one.
I wouldn't do what I said.
There is one more thing that I want you to know, but I'm not sure if I should bring it up now. People wonder why we are often behind the demand. Sometimes I wonder if it is because I employ people that others will not. My best worker is autistic with Asperger. He is not as vocal as the famous Asperger girl Greta, but is equally difficult to manage. May you please tell us what operations you do in the production of the frontal vertical base?
Hello. What I do here is I do polishing and grinding these rods,
And
and then I put them inside these
Assembly?
assemble them in these metallic boxes.
very good, thank you. Do you like working here?
Yeah.
Yes? Right. I have more load to do tomorrow. How about tomorrow? Tomorrow you're free? You have time tomorrow?
Depends if my father will be around.
My production engineer has Tourette syndrome, like that shown in the UK TV show. So he supervises the Asperger guy. The only problem is that the Asperger is not supervisable by the definition of the condition. When these two work together, they look like COVID is not the first pandemic they've been through. With all that said, I'm going to keep them no matter what else pandemic may come across our way. If you think how this business works, the items we make are not consumables. You buy them once in a lifetime. The right business model for such products is reactive, a little behind the demand. Otherwise, you will be sitting on heaps of products that no one buys. The problem with this business model is that whenever we delay, copycats rush in. We did research which felt density works best in deburring. Classification of felt density is somewhat fuzzy. Can you see that? Felt labeled rock hard has density 0.6 to 0.8 grams per cubic centimeter. Denser than that goes flint hard felt. Less denser felt 0.5 to 0.6 grams per cubic centimeter is called hard felt. Medium felt has density around 0.45 grams per cubic centimeter. This is also called firm felt. The words medium and firm are used as synonyms. And the felt of 0.4 grams per cubic centimeter and less is called soft. Makers may misuse the rock hard label. Chinese makers call rock hard felt of 0.5 0.5 to 0.6 grams per cubic centimeter. German makers call rock hard felt of 0.9 grams per cubic centimeter. We tested mainstream and high-end knives on felt wheels that have density 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8 and 0.9 gram per cubic centimeter. We have experimentally determined the right density of felt for deburring at Tomek's low RPM. If the density is outside the limits that we've determined, the edge comes bad. But I am not letting this information to the public domain. We research for our customers, not for feeding copycats. 0.9 gram per cubic centimeter felt works for hard knife steels with negative burr, but not for mainstream knives. People that use German felt of 0.9 grams and denser write to us that they have difficulty getting edges under 100 bes sharp. The 0.5 gram per cubic centimeter felt works for soft knife steels with positive burr, but not for quality knives. People that use 0.5 grams per cubic centimeter cannot get sharpness of even under 200 bes. While with the felt wheel of the right density, your knives have sharpness under 100 bes, typically within 50-70 bes after finishing. Please be patient with us, and you will get it, the proper felt wheel for deburring on Tomek. If you want something that shows on our website as sold out, please email us to get into the waiting list. And I promise you will get the genuine and tested product for use with your Tomek. People on the wait list get them first. We ship first to the people on the top of the waiting list. By now we are getting our stock pretty much under control. The felt and CBN wheels, frontal vertical base, pivot collar and even some kangaroo trails.
He's under fucking control. What the fuck?
We've got some very good kangaroo trails and making the strokes right now.
If you gaze long into an abyss, beware. Because the abyss will gaze back into you.